The crown has for so long been a symbol of unity for Canada. It also represents stability and continuity from the past to the present. As it should, it stands proudly as a symbol of Canada today, in all her richness and dynamism.
Imagine being born into a world where your every move is watched, your destiny written in the stars, and your title is constantly shifting with the winds of change. Princess Charlotte of Wales, the third in line to the British throne, was never meant to break barriers. Yet she did. Her birth ignited a revolution within the monarchy, changing centuries-old traditions and forever altering the course of royal succession. But what if her destiny isn't just to uphold tradition?
I'm so pleased to be joining you to launch the Taking Action on Addiction campaign. And I'm grateful to those of you who have shared your experiences of addiction with me here today. Addiction is not a choice. No one chooses to become an addict. But it can happen to any one of us. None of us are immune.
What if it's to redefine what it means to be royal in the modern world? Charlotte's birth took place just a few years after the British monarchy introduced significant legal reforms that changed how royal titles were passed down. Historically, the rules governing the British line of succession had been based on a system known as male primogeniture. Under this system, male heirs were given priority over their female counterparts, regardless of the age or position of the female siblings. This meant that if a boy was born after his older sister, he would leapfrog her in the line of succession. The laws were deeply rooted in centuries-old traditions, and this practice was considered a reflection of the times when the role of men in society was seen as paramount. However, with Princess Charlotte's arrival, the monarchy saw the end of this practice. She became the first royal princess to be born under the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013, a crucial piece of legislation that brought about a fundamental change in how the throne would pass from one monarch to the next. This new law, which was signed by Queen Elizabeth II, abolished male primogeniture and ensured that birth order would be the primary factor in determining who would inherit the throne. Charlotte's place in the line of succession would remain unaffected by the birth of any younger brothers, which was a groundbreaking shift in royal history. The significance of this change cannot be overstated. Princess Charlotte became a symbol of progress within the monarchy, reflecting a broader trend towards gender equality in various institutions. She was the first child in British royal history to be granted the protection of the new succession law, securing her spot as the third in line to the throne, even after the birth of her younger brother, Prince Louis, in 2018. This shift in royal succession rules ensured that Charlotte's position would not be overshadowed by the arrival of a brother, making her place in the royal family more secure. Before this law came into effect, it was common for younger brothers to take precedence over older sisters in the line of succession. A prime example of this in history is the case of Princess Anne, Queen Elizabeth II's only daughter. Anne was born before her younger brothers, but her place in the line of succession was surpassed by each of them when they were born. In contrast, Charlotte's place in the line of succession has remained unchanged, allowing her to hold the position of third in line, a privilege that would not have been possible under the old rules. The significance of this change extends beyond Charlotte's immediate position in the royal family. It also marked a shift in how the monarchy viewed and treated its female members. Charlotte's ability to retain her place in the line of succession, despite the birth of a younger brother, demonstrated the monarchy's commitment to adapting to contemporary values. In many ways, this change to the rules was long overdue, but it was also an essential step forward in creating a more inclusive and modern royal family that reflected the evolving societal norms. As the first royal princess to benefit from this change in the law, Charlotte's birth also marked a turning point for the monarchy in terms of how it responded to the changing role of women in society. The Succession to the Crown Act of 2013 was a significant step forward, but it was not the only change that would affect Charlotte's royal status. Shortly after the new law was introduced, Queen Elizabeth II made another critical modification to royal protocol that would also benefit Charlotte. This change was related to the rules governing who could hold princely and princess titles. Historically, the British royal family had very strict guidelines about who could use the titles of prince or princess. King George V, in 1917, established rules that restricted the use of these titles to the children and grandchildren of the monarch through the male line, as well as the eldest son of the Prince of Wales. This meant that Charlotte and her younger brother Louis might not have received the titles of prince and princess, despite their positions in the line of succession. But with the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, the monarchy moved to further modernize its approach. In 2011, Queen Elizabeth II made a crucial modification to the rules governing royal titles. She introduced a change that allowed the children of any prince, not just the eldest son, to use the titles of prince or princess. This was a direct result of her desire to make sure that the next generation of royal children would not be excluded from receiving titles, simply because they were born second, third, or even later in the line of succession. Under the revised rules, Charlotte and Louis were able to receive their princely and princess titles, despite not being direct descendants of the male line. This change further demonstrated the monarchy's willingness to evolve in order to keep up with contemporary standards of fairness and equality. When Princess Charlotte was born, she became not only the first royal princess to benefit from the changes to the succession laws, but also one of the first to hold the title of princess under this new set of rules. This move symbolized the monarchy's ongoing commitment to ensuring that titles were no longer solely granted based on gender or birth order, but rather on a more inclusive approach to royal lineage. Her title was further solidified and evolved after the death of Queen Elizabeth II on September 8, 2022. When her grandfather, King Charles III, ascended to the throne, Charlotte's royal status experienced another transformation. With her father, Prince William, now holding the title of Prince of Wales, Charlotte officially transitioned from being known as Princess Charlotte of Cambridge to Princess Charlotte of Wales. This change was significant not only because of the formal shift in her title, but also because it reflected her new position in the line of succession. As the third in line to the throne, Charlotte now bore the title of Princess Charlotte of Wales, signifying both her royal heritage and her place within the modern structure of the British monarchy. Charlotte's royal lineage is both unique and reflective of the ongoing evolution of the monarchy. As the British royal family continues to adapt to changing times, Charlotte represents the balance between tradition and progress, embodying both the continuity of the monarchy and its ability to change with the times. Her title, and the laws that determine her place in the line of succession, reflect the growing inclusivity and modernity that are now part of the monarchy's identity. One of the most pivotal moments in Princess Charlotte's journey within the British royal family occurred when the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013 was signed into law. This piece of legislation significantly altered how the British monarchy would approach royal succession, marking a momentous shift in the royal family's history. The law, signed by Queen Elizabeth II, effectively ended the centuries-old practice of male primogeniture, which had given male heirs precedence over their female counterparts in the line of succession. This change was more than just a symbolic gesture. It was a clear reflection of the evolving societal attitudes toward gender equality and the monarchy's willingness to adapt to those changes. Before the implementation of the Succession to the Crown Act, the rules of royal succession were based on male primogeniture. Under this system, if a male child was born after an older female sibling, the boy would leapfrog the girl in the line of succession, regardless of the girl's position in the order of birth. This created a hierarchy that placed male heirs at the forefront, regardless of the fact that the eldest child, whether male or female, had traditionally been the one most likely to inherit the throne. For centuries, this system was unquestioned, rooted in the traditions and customs of royal families across Europe, including the British monarchy. However, when Princess Charlotte was born in May 2015, her arrival came at a time when the British royal family was prepared to make a significant change. As the first royal princess to benefit from the new succession laws, Charlotte became a symbol of how the monarchy was evolving to reflect modern values. Under the new laws, birth order alone would determine the line of succession, ensuring that Charlotte's place as the third in line to the throne would remain unchanged, regardless of whether her younger brother, Prince Louis, was born. This was a groundbreaking shift in the way royal succession had worked for centuries. The change in the succession laws meant that Princess Charlotte became the first royal female to be treated equally to her male counterparts in terms of her position in the line of succession. This was significant not just for Charlotte, but for all royal families, as it demonstrated that the monarchy was willing to adapt to more inclusive and gender-neutral practices. The law ensured that the birth of a son after a daughter would no longer alter the line of succession, giving female royals the same rights as their male counterparts. This was a monumental change in a system that had previously seen women as secondary to men when it came to inheriting the throne. Although the Succession to the Crown Act was signed into law in 2013, its impact was immediately felt with the birth of Princess Charlotte 2 years later. Her birth marked a new era for the British monarchy, one in which gender equality became a central focus. Charlotte's position as the third in line to the throne was secured and could not be displaced by the birth of a younger brother, a major shift in how royal succession had been managed throughout history. This change in the law was a clear reflection of the monarchy's evolving approach to gender equality and its desire to remain relevant in a modern world. Before the implementation of the new succession laws, there were several instances where younger brothers surpassed their older sisters in the line of succession, even though the sisters were born first. Princess Anne, for example, was born before her younger brothers, but had her position in the line of succession moved down as they were born. This was an accepted reality for many years and was often viewed as a natural reflection of the social norms of the time. But as society began to change and the role of women evolved, it became apparent that the monarchy needed to adapt as well. With the introduction of the Succession to the Crown Act, the British royal family made it clear that it was willing to embrace these changes and give women the same rights as men when it came to the throne. Charlotte's position as the third in line to the throne, unaffected by the birth of Prince Louis, was a reflection of the changing times. It marked the end of a system that had been in place for centuries and highlighted the monarchy's commitment to gender equality. For Princess Charlotte, this was a crucial moment in her life, as it not only guaranteed her place in the line of succession, but also positioned her as a symbol of how the monarchy was adapting to the modern world. But the changes didn't stop there. Along with the Succession to the Crown Act, Queen Elizabeth II had also made significant modifications to the protocols surrounding the use of princely and princess titles. Historically, these titles were reserved for the children and grandchildren of the monarch through the male line. This meant that Charlotte and her younger brother Louis might not have received the titles of prince and princess despite their place in the line of succession. The monarchy's rules, which had been established by King George V in 1917, stipulated that only the children and grandchildren of the monarch through the male line could hold these titles. This was another example of how the monarchy had traditionally maintained a patriarchal structure when it came to titles and lineage. However, as part of the modernizing efforts within the monarchy, Queen Elizabeth II introduced a change to these rules. In 2011, she amended the royal protocols to ensure that all children of a prince, not just the eldest son, could receive the titles of prince or princess. This was another step toward modernizing the monarchy and reflecting contemporary values. With this change, Charlotte and Louis were granted the titles of princess and prince, which was in line with their positions in the line of succession. The modification of the rules on royal titles was significant because it ensured that Charlotte, despite not being the firstborn male child, would receive the title of princess. The decision to grant Charlotte the title of princess, despite her position in the line of succession, was another step in the broader shift toward gender equality within the monarchy. Charlotte's title as Princess Charlotte of Cambridge, which she held until her grandfather became king, was a direct result of these changes. It reflected not only her position as the third in line to the throne, but also her status as a female royal who would not be excluded from receiving the title due to her gender. These changes were monumental, as they demonstrated the monarchy's willingness to embrace modern values and evolve in line with the changing times. Charlotte's title further evolved when her grandfather, King Charles III, ascended to the throne. With her father, Prince William, now holding the title of Prince of Wales, Charlotte transitioned from being known as Princess Charlotte of Cambridge to Princess Charlotte of Wales. This change in title was not just symbolic, it marked Charlotte's position within the royal family as the third in line to the throne and reflected her father's new role. Her title was now aligned with the Welsh aspect of the royal family's heritage, and it also signified the continuity of her place in the line of succession, despite the changing rules and evolving protocols. The journey of Princess Charlotte's title evolution illustrates how the British monarchy has adapted to the modern world, while still maintaining its rich traditions. The succession to the Crown Act of 2013 and the changes to royal title protocols were critical steps in the monarchy's ongoing efforts to remain relevant in the 21st century. By securing Charlotte's place in the line of succession and ensuring that she received the title of princess, the monarchy demonstrated its commitment to evolving with the times and reflecting the values of contemporary society. In addition to these changes, the monarchy's willingness to adapt to the times has positioned Charlotte as a key figure in the modern royal family. Her title and place in the line of succession reflect how the monarchy continues to evolve while still maintaining a connection to its centuries-old traditions. Charlotte's evolution from a young girl born under the new succession laws to a princess with a unique place in the royal family is a testament to how the British monarchy is balancing the preservation of tradition with the demands of modern society. Princess Charlotte's evolution within the British royal family continued to be shaped by significant changes following the death of Queen Elizabeth II on September 8, 2022. As the country mourned the passing of its longest-reigning monarch, the royal family experienced a shift in dynamics. The most notable transformation in Charlotte's status came with the ascension of her grandfather, King Charles III, to the throne. This marked a pivotal moment in Charlotte's royal journey, as it led to changes in her official title and her place within the royal family. With King Charles III becoming the new monarch, Princess Charlotte's title underwent a significant change. Prior to this, Charlotte had been known as Princess Charlotte of Cambridge, a title she received upon her birth in 2015. Her father, Prince William, had been the Duke of Cambridge, and as his daughter, Charlotte was given the title of Princess of Cambridge. However, following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, Prince William's role shifted as well. With King Charles III's ascension to the throne, Prince William became the Prince of Wales, a title traditionally held by the eldest son of the reigning monarch. This change in her father's status directly impacted Charlotte's own title, as she transitioned from being Princess Charlotte of Cambridge to Princess Charlotte of Wales. This transition marked a significant moment in Princess Charlotte's life and was a clear representation of the hereditary nature of royal titles. The shift from Princess of Cambridge to Princess of Wales was more than just a change of title. It reflected the broader changes within the monarchy and the continuation of royal tradition. As Princess Charlotte of Wales, Charlotte's title now reflected her father's new role and the ongoing changes in the royal family. This adjustment highlighted how royal titles can evolve in line with shifts in the family structure, ensuring that each member's position within the hierarchy remains consistent with the monarchy's rules and traditions. For Princess Charlotte, this title change also had a personal significance. The title of Princess of Wales has a long and storied history in the British royal family, having been held by some of the most prominent women in the royal family. Most famously, the title was held by Princess Diana, who was the first wife of Prince Charles and the mother of Prince William. After her passing, the title remained vacant for some time, as it traditionally passed to the wife of the heir apparent. However, with King Charles III's ascension to the throne and Prince William becoming the Prince of Wales, the title was once again passed down through the generations, this time to his eldest child, Princess Charlotte. The change in Charlotte's title signified her new role within the royal family and her position as one of the most senior members of her generation. As the third in line to the throne, Charlotte's place within the family was secure, and her new title reinforced the importance of her position. Charlotte's evolution from Princess of Cambridge to Princess of Wales not only marked a personal milestone, but also highlighted the monarchy's commitment to continuity. Even as the family experienced changes in leadership and succession, Charlotte's role remained consistent, ensuring that she was recognized as an integral part of the royal family's future. In addition to the changes in her title, Princess Charlotte's position within the royal family also meant that she had to adjust to new expectations and responsibilities. As she grew older, she would be expected to take on more public duties, including attending royal events, representing the family at official functions, and participating in diplomatic visits. These responsibilities, while significant, were part of the broader effort to prepare Charlotte for her future role within the monarchy. Her parents, Prince William and Catherine, have been deliberate in their efforts to ensure that Charlotte has a well-rounded upbringing, one that includes both her royal duties and the opportunity to lead a somewhat normal life. However, as she grows older, it is likely that Charlotte will begin to take on more prominent roles within the family and the monarchy. Princess Charlotte's life, while still in its early stages, has already shown how the monarchy has evolved over time. From the introduction of the Succession to the Crown Act in 2013, to the changes brought about by King Charles III's ascension, Charlotte's position has been shaped by a series of reforms that reflect the monarchy's ongoing modernization. These changes have allowed the royal family to adapt to the modern world, while still preserving the core values and traditions that have defined the institution for centuries. For Charlotte, these changes have not only affected her title, but also her role within the family and the broader monarchy. In the years following Queen Elizabeth II's death, Charlotte's role within the royal family is expected to evolve even further. As her father, Prince William, continues to take on a more prominent role within the monarchy, Charlotte will likely be expected to play an increasingly active role as well. Her future duties could include representing the royal family at high-profile events, attending charitable engagements, and participating in important state occasions. While these responsibilities will likely increase as Charlotte grows older, her parents have worked to ensure that she maintains a sense of normalcy and is given the space to experience childhood in a way that is not solely defined by her royal duties. It is also possible that Charlotte's title will continue to evolve as she grows older. While the title of Princess of Wales is significant, it is not the final title she may hold. As the daughter of the heir apparent, Charlotte is also in line to inherit other titles as she reaches adulthood. One such title that has been discussed by royal commentators and biographers is the title of Duchess of Edinburgh, which is currently held by Prince Edward. This title, which was created for Prince Edward upon his marriage to Sophie Rhys-Jones, is expected to eventually return to the crown and could be granted to Charlotte upon her marriage, following the traditional pattern of granting titles to royal children and grandchildren upon their marriages. However, an even more significant title awaits Charlotte in the future, the title of Princess Royal. This title is traditionally given to the eldest daughter of the reigning monarch, and it is one of the most senior titles available to female members of the royal family. Currently, the title of Princess Royal is held by Princess Anne, the younger sister of King Charles III. Since King Charles has no daughters, it is widely expected that Charlotte will inherit this title either from her grandfather or from her father when he ascends to the throne. The Princess Royal title carries a great deal of prestige and responsibility, and it is considered a crucial part of the royal hierarchy. For now, Princess Charlotte's future is still unfolding. As she continues to grow and mature, her role within the royal family will undoubtedly become more prominent. With her new title of Princess Charlotte of Wales and her position as the third in line to the throne, Charlotte's future is one of great significance. The changes in her titles over the years, along with the shifting dynamics within the royal family, reflect the monarchy's ability to adapt to the changing world while maintaining the continuity that has defined it for centuries. Charlotte's transition from Princess of Cambridge to Princess of Wales is not just a ceremonial change. It is a representation of how the monarchy is evolving to meet modern expectations while staying grounded in tradition. As she continues to navigate the complexities of royal life, Charlotte's titles and responsibilities will likely evolve to reflect her growing role within the family. It is clear that as the British monarchy continues to adapt to the changing times, Princess Charlotte will be at the heart of that evolution, a symbol of how the monarchy is balancing its rich traditions with the demands of the 21st century. As Princess Charlotte of Wales continues to grow, the evolution of her titles and her role within the British royal family also points to her future as one of the most significant figures in the monarchy. The transformation of Charlotte's titles from Princess of Cambridge to Princess of Wales already signals her growing prominence, and it is expected that as she matures, her titles and responsibilities will continue to evolve. These changes are part of the broader modernization of the monarchy, one that strives to balance tradition with the demands of a contemporary society. Looking ahead, there are several prestigious titles that may one day be bestowed upon Charlotte. One such title is the Duchess of Edinburgh, which is currently held by Prince Edward. This title has been traditionally granted to royal children upon marriage, following the pattern that has been established for generations. The title of Duchess of Edinburgh will eventually return to the crown after Prince Edward's current title passes on. It is widely believed that Charlotte may inherit this title when she marries, as it has been the practice for royal children to receive significant titles once they marry and establish their own royal households. While the title of Duchess of Edinburgh may be a possibility for Charlotte, it is the title of Princess Royal that is perhaps the most significant in her future. The title of Princess Royal is traditionally given to the eldest daughter of the reigning monarch, and as the daughter of the future king, Charlotte is in line to receive this esteemed title. Currently, the title of Princess Royal is held by Princess Anne, the younger sister of King Charles III, and it has been used by female members of the royal family for centuries. The title carries a great deal of prestige, and it is regarded as one of the most senior titles available to women in the British royal family. The Princess Royal title holds both symbolic and practical importance within the monarchy. Symbolically, it is the female equivalent of senior male titles such as Prince of Wales, and it comes with substantial responsibility. The Princess Royal is expected to represent the monarchy on official occasions and participate in various royal duties, particularly those related to charitable causes and public service. Princess Anne, who currently holds the title, has used it to advocate for numerous causes and charities, playing a key role in representing the royal family in her public duties. The role of Princess Royale is one of high visibility, and it carries a significant amount of responsibility in terms of both charity work and public appearances. For Princess Charlotte, the potential inheritance of this title would mark an important milestone in her life. As she grows older, she will undoubtedly be groomed for this role by her parents, Prince William and Catherine, who have been working to prepare Charlotte and her brothers for their future responsibilities as members of the royal family. Their approach has been to allow their children to enjoy a relatively normal childhood, while also gradually introducing them to the royal duties that they will one day take on. As Charlotte matures, she will likely take on more formal royal engagements and represent the monarchy at various events. If she inherits the title of Princess Royale, Charlotte will have the opportunity to continue the legacy of her predecessors, taking on a prominent role within the royal family and representing the institution on the global stage. The Princess Royal title also has historical significance, with each holder of the title playing a part in shaping the role of women within the royal family. Charlotte's potential future as Princess Royal would continue this tradition, and it would represent the ongoing evolution of the monarchy in terms of gender equality and the increasing prominence of female royals. The fact that Charlotte is in line for such an important title further demonstrates how the British royal family has adapted to modern values, offering women greater opportunities for influence and responsibility within the institution. While Charlotte's titles and responsibilities are likely to evolve as she matures, it is clear that she is already being prepared for a future of public service and royal representation. Her parents, Prince William and Catherine, have been careful to strike a balance between maintaining her privacy and preparing her for the royal role she will one day assume. The royal family's approach to raising Charlotte reflects a modern understanding of how to support children in the public eye while allowing them to maintain a sense of normalcy and privacy. Charlotte and her siblings, Prince George and Prince Louis, have been kept out of the constant media spotlight that often surrounds high-profile royal figures. But they are also being gradually introduced to royal duties and responsibilities. In addition to the traditional royal roles that Charlotte will likely inherit, her future prospects within the monarchy also highlight the ongoing modernization of the British royal family. Charlotte is part of a new generation of royals who will grow up in a society that is more inclusive, diverse, and progressive. As the monarchy continues to adapt to these changing times, Charlotte's role will likely reflect the monarchy's broader goals of modernizing its image while maintaining its deep-rooted traditions. The balancing act between preserving the continuity of the monarchy and adapting to the evolving social and cultural landscape is a task that the royal family has embraced, and Charlotte will play a key part in this evolution. Charlotte's future within the monarchy also points to the continuing importance of gender equality. Her position in the line of succession, secured by the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013, demonstrated the monarchy's commitment to ensuring that both male and female royals are treated equally. The fact that Charlotte's place in the line of succession is unaffected by the birth of her younger brother, Prince Louis, symbolizes how the monarchy has embraced a more modern approach to gender within the royal family. Charlotte's eventual role as Princess Royal would further cement her place as a key figure in the family, and it would reflect how the monarchy has made strides toward ensuring that women are given equal opportunities to represent the family and take on leadership roles. The transformation of Princess Charlotte's titles over the years has reflected the changing nature of the British monarchy itself. From the introduction of the Succession to the Crown Act in 2013, to the changes in her title following the ascension of King Charles III, Charlotte's journey highlights how the monarchy has adapted to meet the expectations of modern society. As she grows older and potentially inherits further titles, such as Duchess of Edinburgh or Princess Royal, Charlotte's role within the royal family will continue to evolve, serving as a testament to the monarchy's ability to stay relevant in the 21st century while maintaining its traditions. At the same time, the transformation of Charlotte's titles reflects the monarchy's ongoing efforts to balance tradition with progress. As the royal family faces increasing scrutiny and public expectations, it has worked to ensure that its members, particularly the younger generation, are well prepared for the responsibilities they will one day take on. Charlotte, as the third in line to the throne, is one of the central figures in this effort. Her titles and role in the family will continue to evolve, but they will always carry the weight of tradition and the responsibility that comes with being part of one of the world's oldest and most storied royal families. Charlotte's journey within the British monarchy also speaks to the broader significance of royal titles. While these titles may seem like ceremonial distinctions, they carry with them real responsibilities and a sense of duty. Each title, from Princess of Cambridge to Princess of Wales and potentially Princess Royal, reflects not just an individual's place within the royal family, but also the broader historical and cultural context in which they exist. As Charlotte grows into her role and continues to embody the evolving monarchy, she will be an important figure, representing both the continuity and the modernization of the British royal family.